They told me to laugh today. And that is what we are experiencing through our five senses is feedback on our eternal thoughts and beliefs. Wow, what do you think of that, Mr. Stephen L. Whiteley? Are you jumping on? Or are you just hanging around? Oh, look at this. We have Beth. Welcome. Hey, Stephen, are you jumping on? So we're going to talk about today what we experience through our five senses is feedback on our eternal thoughts and beliefs. Yes. And we are going to have a conversation in regards to how that relates to happiness and the importance of the way our eternal, our five senses and the way our thought processes, our eternal thought processes and our beliefs. So I just go off and come back on, Stephen. So Stephen, just go off and come back. Yeah. There we go. So while Stephen's trying to figure out how to get on, welcome, Stephen. We are going to have a conversation around our beliefs and how our beliefs actually affect our eternal thoughts, because those thoughts become things. And when we can have those thoughts become things, they are, that's, you want to experience more thoughts that relate to happiness. So you need to set up that in the beginning, that those aspects are the powerful aspects, is when you have your beliefs and your thoughts in alignment, you can create whatever you want. And Stephen, get on your cell phone. It's just going around and around in circles. So, and what it talks and what we get to do, Stephen. Yeah, so our eternal thoughts and beliefs are really what drive what we want, what we really want in life. So when we have our eternal thoughts, our repetitious thoughts that are running consistently in our minds over and over, you want them to be as pure as possible. So if we have the higher octave, the going for the reaching one rung at a time to the happier thought, that brings it down into our beliefs and our belief system. So our beliefs ends up being the driving force of our desires and where we're headed and what our target really is. That we're on our mission for wherever we set our tack and rudder, we can actually achieve that. So then it takes the mastermind, and it takes weaving through that maze of finding out who you want to connect with that gives you the right advice. So that's the powerful thing. And we get to how are you doing?
Yay, doing great, thank you.
Whoa. Oh, wow.
Hello to everybody. It's great to see you all here.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so today we're going to find out a little more about how our senses work and how those senses bring us more and more happiness. And those are happy days.
Yeah, for sure. So so how was your day?
My day is going really great. I had one of my, well, first of all, we celebrated my daughter's birthday this morning. She's 21 today.
Oh, wow.
So that was good to have everybody around. And then I had a coaching client in just before lunch, and she was full of stress and non-belief and overwhelm. And so we transformed all of that into, get this, loving, whole oneness.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so she was much happier than she came.
That's a good thing. That's a good sign.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good sign.
And I always love doing that. That's my most fun in life, is to help people increase their feelings and really get the happiness working for them rather than them working for happiness.
We do have that a little bit wired differently, don't we? Yeah, in this country.
And I got to,
or in a couple of countries.
I've had happiness working for me now for a number of years, and it's so much fun. Like if I'm out doing long distance running, then I just start thinking happy thoughts, and I feel my legs moving faster and stretching out longer and picking up speed. It's really fun.
So that does make a difference in our thoughts. We can actually we move through a lot of stuff through our bodies just because we can actually think our thoughts that will have a great impact, even if we want to choose to exercise and get better and better each day at our exercise. We can think it
exactly
that we're, and we can actually get ourselves fit even better. It was so true for that, because I went back, I reversed the aging cycle when I started doing yoga. From 2003 to 2010, I was doing it 5 and 6 days a week. So my aging cycle reversed. Yes,
exactly. And that's exactly what's been happening with me. I called it youthicizing.
It is youthicizing, because our thoughts, when you're doing the yoga and you're sweating, I did the hatha yoga.
Oh, yeah.
So I would sweat. I would have a chance to, in between the asanas, have an escape. So that brought enough light into my system, the way I look at it now, being almost 4 years later, and going, wow, how I could jump layers. I mean, layers upon layers of awakening happened in those moments, because, and I never really, I don't know what happens, but when you start looking at how you could use that as a tool, that's an amazing accomplishment. It's just within oneself, and the Western society doesn't really teach that.
No, this is the whole thing, right? People think that happiness is just almost a frivolous emotion, or just something that occasionally happens to us. They have no understanding of the deep value of the incredible energy that deep happiness really is. It's just amazing how much people undervalue that or are totally unaware of it.
So, but the only way to get them to really value it is to get them into thinking those happy thoughts, doing something each day in little increments that lead you to a happier place or happier moment each and every moment of the day. Because we easily can go back and spiral down. We can go way down, and we're just like, whew. But making that decision to grab that next rung and smile and be happy about what you're going to choose.
Yeah, like instead of trying to drag ourselves up, we spring up.
We spring up. And there is a big spring in that. Once there is a spring in that, that's not very true.
Yeah.
And the moments you start feeling that happiness, you can really go leaps and bounds through many obstacles.
Yeah, exactly. There's an article in that on our newsletter that's just about to be released, and you can, they have there's science behind it, and the science shows that happiness is an energy, that people, will be ready to spring into action when they're happy. Or an example they use is actually dancing a jig. When I read that, I thought, yes, let me dance a jig. Yoo-hoo!
That's powerful, that is. Yeah, because that's our bodies. When we were born this pure energy, pure love, and pure happiness. We're actually conceived. We were like that, and that's where we're trying to get back to.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we want to get back to. Because most of us grow up in a sea of negativity, and we just accumulate that. And what we want to do is let it go. We want to let it go.
Yeah.
Love and happiness that we deeply are.
Okay.
That comes and emanates from our soul. And most of us buried our soul. And so we got to release our soul again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm here to do, is help people to release their soul.
So, that's the power in it. So, and what we're experiencing today, what is our five senses, is the feedback on our eternal thoughts and beliefs. Is that accurate? Now, how it feeds back to them?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so here, let's get down to the topic of hand and talk a little bit about the senses and how that influences, because we like to think. There's a question from Periscope Mall. Can you tell me what your thoughts are on Eckhart Tolle? We will cover that a little bit later. Let me just in here.
Yes.
Hang on here. I got my other phone.
So for sure, coming in and how those eternal thoughts and beliefs.
Think in terms of our five senses, right? Sight and hearing and sound and and tastes and smells. And with the possible exception of smell is the most directly linked right into the brain. But the other senses tend to be processed.
I don't think so.
And then they translate into thoughts and feelings. But while they're being processed through filters of things like old beliefs, old experiences, and old thoughts. And so it's not an accurate representation of what is going on, but it's an interpreted representation through our old filter system consisting of old experiences, beliefs, and decisions.
Okay.
So in this way, we're actually creating our world, our internal world, through our past. And if we do that, then that's giving us those same feelings that we always had. Like, take for instance, the idea when you go to your mailbox and you pick up the mail and you say, bills, 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 bills. And you're going through probably a sequence that you witnessed in your childhood, and that negative idea that, oh, bills are taking my money away from me. And so, or maybe this idea of lack, that I won't have enough money to pay these bills. And so all of these ideas of lack play into low feelings. And when we have low feelings, we have low actions. So if when we see the mail, we go, oh, look at this, somebody is reaching out to me. I'm so lucky to be connected. Thank you, people, for thinking of me. And then if it's a bill, like let's say it's an electricity bill, oh, thank you. You provided me with all of this electricity, and you trusted me enough to give it to me before I paid you. I am so grateful that I have the money to pay this now.
But you got to come from an authentic place inside yourself in order for that to be real.
Exactly. And then you have this wonderful energy inside you that says, hey, let's get this handled. So I go in, write the check, or go online, pay the bill, file it off, done. Happy, happy, happy.
So then they become small items. The thought process doesn't.
You know, what we do is we take a wider view. We take a world view instead of just what's being taken from me view. I understand the bigger world, like, you know, I get so much from everybody else around me. How many people went into creating the world that I live in, creating my house? How many people did it take not only to build this house and maintain this house, but to get all the parts that went into the house, to bring all those parts here, to assemble all those parts, to work those parts that needed to be worked, like in foundries and lumber yards and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
All of the equipment that went into all of those places and all of the fuel that got in to power all of those places. How many people have supported exactly what I'm doing right now? Oh my God, there are tens of thousands who have toiled and sweated for my comfort and convenience. Oh, I am so grateful for that.
That's very good. That's good. That's deep and it's honest. Yeah.
All that for granted. Hey, how come my tap is dripping?
Yeah, don't start bitching.
Of all of the people, all of the resources, all of the effort, all of the time that went into that. and then
yes,
giving it to us for our use. So when we take this bigger picture on our world and understand how much is being given to us and how much we are valued and appreciated by so many people and places, even if they don't personally know us. Like, what about that street that you drive on every day? How did that get there? And you just take it for granted, or probably you badmouth it because it's got too many holes or bumps on it. Imagine you had no streets. But we just take it for granted. Oh, that was too bumpy. When are you going to fix up those lazy bums? That is such low energy thinking. And that low energy thinking puts us at odds with the world. And so we end up in the fighting mode, which means we're fighting ourselves, which means we're low energy, low production, low satisfaction.
Yeah, that's the truth right there. Yeah.
So to get back to those senses then, if we process what we see through higher beliefs, believing in ourselves, believing in the goodness of our world, believing in the abundance of our world, believing in the freedom of our world, then how much more do we achieve? Do we feel satisfied? Do we feel happy? Do we feel active?
Yeah.
What we don't understand is we are at the center of our world. We are creating our own world. We are creating our existence. And we get to decide at a low level or at a high level. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to us.
Yeah.
Will we take control of our own life and become the master of our fate and the captain of our souls, as the great says?
And what does it take for us to do that? Is just doing that each and every day.
Yeah, it takes meditation. It takes changing our thoughts. It takes believing in ourselves. And it takes action.
So how does each one of the senses kind of tie it in to those thoughts and those beliefs, those internal beliefs?
Yeah, so this is exactly the point. Let's go back to that example I used where you pick up the mail. Okay. So if I pick up the mail, I see the mail. Maybe I hear the mailman, right?
Right,
so
I got that one.
Mailman, that's the sound of the mailbox. Mm-hmm. That triggers in me some historical experience where somebody around me who was older and supposedly wiser said something or did something that gave me either a positive or a negative connotation on that. Oh, damn, probably bills. Or, hey, somebody's thinking of me. So if you grew up in that negative environment, then that's the filter you're going through, and you're likely saying the same thing, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So but it's within our power to change that around. All we have to do is reframe what it means to us. So if mail means, hey, somebody cares about me. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody knows I exist.
Yeah. You become that particular energy. Hey, I exist. I'm important. They thought of me. I love me. And you just
created by somebody because they sent me a letter.
I am appreciated by somebody. That's true. That's a great way to look at that. And instead of, oh my God, it's a bill.
They are happy.
I'm scared.
My name on that letter.
Happy to have my name. Boy, is that ever a messed up thought. We're just not used to that.
No, that's exactly the point. We grew up in
you're just not used to that.
Negative is the easy and the quick in the short term. In the long term, it's hard, hard, hard. The positive is more work in the short term. And in the long term, it's easy, 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 fun, fun, fun.
Wow, that's big. Thank you.
So this is the idea. Like, we want to wake up to the truth of ourselves. There is no truth in personal negativity. And we know this is true because the human has infinite potential. No limit to human potential has ever been discovered. And that's why we keep breaking new records, coming up with new ideas, inventing new things, because we are always capable of being more. It doesn't matter how much anybody was ahead of us. We're always capable of being more. Doesn't matter how much we achieve. We are always able to be more. So there's no limit to our potential except the limit we choose.
Wow.
So choosing, deciding is our greatest power, along with taking action. Decisions and action are our two greatest powers.
Oh, wow.
Ain't it grand?
Well, it is. And it's like, sometimes it feels like you're going through muck.
Yeah, sometimes it feels
So
like you're
those are,
muck. You're absolutely right. And the muck usually happens when we start off on a negative way.
you start off in a negative way.
Yeah.
Oh, because you put so much energy into saying this is going to work, this is going to work.
Yeah.
And then
This is going to be,
and then
see, I'm going to love doing this.
Wow.
I'm going to love getting this done.
It's a different, I mean, those are practical experiences that we actually encounter each day.
Sure. Yeah. Like you think of something really mundane, like washing your dishes after a meal. You know, think of it as after, oh God, do we have to do the dishes again? We have to do them all the time. And getting this kitchen cleaned up. I just love it when the kitchen is clean.
I just love it when the kitchen is clean. I just love it when the shower is clean. I just love it when the sink is clean.
Like it's exactly the same action, but it's a whole new energy.
That's very true. You know, and it is, but those little repetitious thoughts that we've had for the last 50 years have put us in a place so low energy frequency that we have to actually have exerted effort to actually think of something happy.
Hey, Paul, thanks. Yeah. So, and you know, from the science that has come out over the past, about a decade, that stress causes disease. Inaction and indecisions fertilize fear. And so doing that old way is actually what is making us into the overweight, underfit, underhealthy, underachieving society that we're becoming.
Wow, we could come up with a lot of, if somebody wants to lose weight, all they need is to walk a few miles every day and just say how beautiful, you know, that positive affirmation
of what they're feeding themselves. How much do I love what this is doing with me and in me? This is
God, that's powerful.
Oh, are we going to live in fear or are we going to live in love? What would I love?
So talk about what I would love. I would love a fit, six-pack looking body and, you know, beautiful, you know, yeah. Everything. You can go on and on and on with the nature of that and really touch yourself, your own internal feelings, and actually believe yourself, and that would actually be what would be realized in what.
The more and more you do this, the more and more you come to believe in yourself. Like I have more than tripled my productivity on this journey. Like, you know, from the time I was unhappy to the time, like to now, I have more than tripled my productivity. The reason I do that is because I'm powered by love and happiness.
Wow, that is powerful.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If you want to increase productivity, that's what you got to do. Increase emotions first, and then that increases productivity.
That's a powerful statement.
I know it's not near as much about tools and process as it is about emotion.
So the emotion, the more drummed up emotion that I can have behind it, there's almost like a wave or a force that's like like water. Once you move it down a path, it starts to, you can even make it go faster and faster on the upside with the emotional.
Exactly. You generate this positive inertia that says to you, that felt good to achieve that. Let's do more.
So constantly repetitious. Wow. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's realize that happiness is an energy that can power you, or so is fear is an energy that can stymie you.
Wow.
So we get to choose which one we are going to have run us by the decisions we make, and whether we're processing everything through our old belief system or our new empowered belief system.
Periscope Mall says, Stephen, you're on fire today.
Woohoo! Thank you very much, Mr. Periscope Mall.
You have a name, Mr. Periscope Mall. Is that the one? Would you mind? Are you on Periscope a lot?
Periscope Mall. I don't really know.
We'd like you if we could. Can I follow you on Periscope Mall?
Da, 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 da.
Ooh, we have a jump off here. Stephen just decided to jump off. You know, he's okay. He's still the happy guy. You know, we just get to, interpret it a different way, that it's just, he's connecting those thoughts that he will be on in just a second, and how we can actually laugh a little bit towards the end of this this blab today. And anyway, anybody have questions, just jump on, have a conversation. Get up here and ask Stephen a question, ask me a question. Let's jump on there. It would be we'd love to have the interaction. So
us. Or type a question in the chat box if you like. But we got answers for your questions, and we're happy to answer.
You gotta give it a shot.
Woohoo! Here we are on the move. Yeah,
we can shut this recording off, like maybe a minute or two at the end, and then we can turn it back on and have that separate for the next day.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Or you're the master of the technology, so you can just let me make it happen.
You're the master. You're the master of Gab and creating happiness. So we are.
Oh yeah. And together we are the masters.
We can actually raise this conversation to another level. Periscope Mall, how do we handle this? If you're on Periscope, let us come on here. You can. I'm sure you'd have a few words for us. You've been. Yeah. So, absolutely. So, Stephen.
I'm going to give myself a few clicks.
So it's not so much a ritual every day as much as it is doing the clicks every day that clicks in the happiness even higher.
Yeah, so by clicking every day, by paying attention every day, by taking my happiness seriously every day, is how I have ended unhappiness for good. When something negative happened to me, every time I would step back and go, oh, what just happened there? That's really fascinating. And then I would figure out, how did I attract that to myself? And then I would heal that wound in me, and then that wouldn't happen again. And so over time, I've just got to a place now where I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not, but I have now understood that I am the source of my goodness and my badness. And so if there's something that's not happening, it's a chance to increase my goodness, and that excites me.
So clicking for the goodness each and every day, or each and every happy moment that you think is happy, you're doing the clicker.
Yeah, that's right. So I use my awesomeometer here. It's just a counter. And now when I feel good, I give it a click. And what it's doing is it's rewarding my brain, right? Because I feel good when I do it. And so it's training my brain over time to focus on the positive and to focus on the simple joys that are all around.
And then are you adding emotion to that? Well, because you...
Yeah, well, when I see those, when I recognize those, they make me feel good. And so then I again, and that
possibility that you can add more emotion.
Again, and that makes me notice more, and then I click again.
Yeah, like you're doing. You're adding more emotion right now.
Yeah. You know how you can spiral down in negative emotions.
Yes.
You can do the same spiral up in positive emotions. It's just a different way of looking at it. The way you spiral down into negative emotions is by going, those bastards, those dirty guys. I hate that. That's ugly. Why does that happen to me? I'm so mad at them. Oh, I don't like that. So you just keep questioning and what's wrong with you and what's wrong with the world.
So when that kind of questioning, so there's a right way of questioning, and then there's a wrong way.
There's a helpful way and an unhelpful way.
A helpful way, I like that. A helpful way and an unhelpful way.
Yeah. So the helpful way is to ask the good questions towards goodness. So when something is on the good side, you go, oh, that's really fascinating. I love that. What can I love even more about it? How can I love that even more? How can I notice even more of that in my life? How can I get more of that in my life? How can I bring it on more?
But
even just saying,
why do you think so? Why do you think most people won't do it?
Because it's work and it's not a part of their history. Most people are looking backwards.
So they're not part of their history. So it's new, it's work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it, because it's going to be work to come out of your old habits. And sometimes
that's right.
They're very comfortable habits.
They're very comfortable in their pain, yes.
They're very comfortable in their pain.
Hello, Doug. Good to see you here. Yeah, that's the whole point, right? When we're in negative judgment, then we don't like it, but we're stuck in it. And the only reason we're stuck on it is because we're in negative judgment.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because when we get in negative judgment, and we've talked about that here before, is we're creating that belief that that's who we are. Mm-hmm. Less than ideal, less than empowered.
So the power that you exert when you are clicking that clicker it goes way deeper. It goes way deeper inside. It penetrates your subconscious mind, and your body and your soul loves that because it's giggling more. So you're actually wanting to click more, and
that's right.
That's a new belief that you're actually embedding into your subconscious.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Just saying it a different way. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I am clicking away, so I am feeling good. right? And it becomes that same cycle of upward spiral that we know in the downward spiral. So what I'm doing is I'm going, oh, I like that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you for clicking. Oh, thank you for that thing that made me click. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you for that. So the downward cycle is simply living in fear and lack, right? It's they're not good enough, or I'm not good enough, or both, or the situation is not good enough, and we question it and we get really angry. So when we are going in the other direction, then what we're doing is we're being grateful, right? We're saying thank you for this and thank you for that and thank you for even more. So it's all energy.
That's powerful energy, though.
Right? So if you start off on negative energy, you get more and more negative energy. If you start off on positive energy, you get more and more energy. Energy gets energy.
Energy gets energy.
Begets, yes. So if you go out running and you go out with a happy heart and you go out exercising, then after that you have more energy, right? But if you go out and you exercise and you fight with yourself the whole time and you come out of there, then you're normally dragging your butt going, oh, that was hard. I really worked hard today. I feel like I deserve to watch some TV. I feel like I deserve a pizza. But when you do it with a happy heart, then you are energized.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
You give out energy, you get more energy.
Got it.
Like I am just full of energy because I'm always happy. I get up early, I work all day, I work all night, and I go to bed happy. It looks hard to the outsider, but it feels great to me.
Yeah.
So that's because I am energy.
So it's energy in motion.
Yeah, exactly. Happiness is energy in motion. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, we started off talking about the five senses and how they get filtered through our beliefs and things like that. Hello, Alicia. Welcome.
Hey.
So we started off talking about how they get filtered. So the key is then to change those filters, to give ourselves new beliefs and new decisions and new experiences, so that those same things, when we see, hear, and smell and taste them, they give us a new experience. Can be the same thing with a new experience. I love getting the dishes done. I work at it for 5-10 minutes. I don't want to do a whole kitchen full. But, just to clean up after one meal is easy. You work for 5 or 10 minutes, you create a result, and you feel good.
That's powerful.
Yeah, exactly. It's just about thinking a little bit further and a little bit wider.
That's very cool. It is.
So, we are not really our senses. Our senses are just filtering things and generating feelings in us. So we can choose our feelings. And we do that by choosing our beliefs.
Our beliefs, feelings, and then our beliefs.
Yeah. So, see, most people think that feelings are original. Like a feeling happens and then it creates a thought and it creates an action or an inaction. But it actually happens the other way around. You have a thought that creates a feeling that creates action or inaction. So if you're really in touch with your feelings, then what that really means is you're really in touch with your past. If you're in touch with controlling your feelings, of directing and guiding your feelings to higher and higher places, then you are in touch with your present and future.
Wow, that's a powerful statement right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredibly powerful. You get in touch with your feelings, and
if your feelings,
control those feelings, you are in control of your present and future.
Yeah, so you don't actually control the feelings, you control the thinking, and the thinking drives the feelings.
So you constantly always are thinking something good, something beautiful.
Yes.
And finding a way to laugh.
Well, why not? There's always good around.
Yeah.
It just takes a little effort to find it sometimes. Let me tell you a story. When I was first really getting going on this journey, one day I was planning a trip, and I was flying overseas on Sunday. So on Friday, I had a bunch of things that I wanted to get completed before I left. Mm-hmm. And one of those things, I needed to get off the bus early and to go and visit my financial advisor to sign some papers. So I'm coming home, I have all this stuff in my mind, and I'm experimenting with this new idea that there's good in everything. And so I look up, and I missed the stop that I want to get off at. I say, oh, wait a minute, there's good in this. So I pull the cord, and I get off at the next stop, and I look at my watch to see what time it is and how much time I've got, because everything is all scrunched up, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's no watch. My watch is gone. And I'm just about to get upset, and then I go, well, where's the good in this? No clue. So I look around, and I say, okay, well, what can I do here? So I see a gas station across the highway. Mm-hmm. So I cross over, and we're not very far from home, so I call my wife, and I say, would you pick me up here, and would you take me to the financial advisors? And I had already confirmed with the financial advisor that only me had to sign. So we get there, and it turns out that we both had to sign.
Wow.
Even though I had confirmed it, it turned out that we both had to sign. So that was the first bit of good. And so then I thought, well, why do I have to lose my watch for that? So the next day, Saturday, we go out shopping for a new watch because I want to have a watch with me. I'm going on this trip. I'm going to need to know what time it is. And we don't find anything we like. We say, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go without a watch. We get on the plane on Sunday. And I'm on my way over there, and we're up over the Atlantic, and I'm thumbing through the duty-free magazine, and I see this watch, and I kind of like the look of it. So I call over the flight attendant. I say, can I look at this watch? And she says, sure. So as she brings it over, we start chatting, and I'm looking at it, and she says, what do you do? I said, well, I'm a happiness coach. She goes, what? That's what we need here. So I spent the rest of the flight in the back of the airplane helping all the flight attendants out. And it connected me with a new market because they were sending me all their friends. So I would have never, ever connected with those people in that whole market if I hadn't lost my watch.
There you go.
So I have to believe in what I call divine order. No matter what is happening, there's something good in it for me. And I'm always looking for that, and I'm always ready for it.
Very powerful.
Woohoo!
Yay.
So I love divine order. I think like in, the universe can have your back, or God can have your back, whichever way you like to think of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, yeah, everything happens for a reason. You're exactly right. But the thing is, it's not some nebulous reason. You can find out the specific reason by asking the good questions.
Yeah.
So something happens, and you go, well, what's going on here? Why is that? Ask this question. What is the purpose of this happening right now?
Yeah.
And then just listen for the answer. And when things are going on in the body, I always get a very specific reason, and I take action on it. And what that does, it helps keep me healthy, vibrantly healthy and fit. So I don't carry any pain because I listen to the messages. And in my book, there's an exercise that starts on page 28 that walks you exactly through how to do that. It's hugely fun.
What about some of the walk us through one now that we could take on for ourselves right here?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So about 8 or 9 years ago, when I was really unfit, I was really soft and overweight and weak. And I was thinking that, I should really be getting fit again. And I was starting to notice my left hip. And it wasn't that it was painful, but it was starting to, to talk to me. And so at one point I said, okay, this isn't getting better on its own, so I need to take some action here. Or more importantly, I want to take some action here. And so what I did was I went inside and I acknowledged it and accepted it and blessed it and asked for its message. And the message was about making a decision and getting back on a fitness track. So I called up the trainer and I said, I want a program. I'm way out of shape. I want to get in really good shape. And we got together and I started taking action on it. And here I am 8 years later, more fit than ever in my life, and just getting better and better all the time because I got the message from that thing, and I've had no issue, no grief from that ever since.
Wow. That's powerful. So anybody could lose weight.
Oh my God, I'm getting arthritis, I bet. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't get worse very fast. Oh my God, should I go see the doctor? Oh no, he's going to give me bad news. I don't want to go see the doctor. Yeah. Maybe I'll just favor it and I'll sleep for a week. The whole thing starts progressing because you haven't changed your beliefs, you haven't changed your actions.
Because it's the same actions, same beliefs, same thing. Yep. I'm getting old.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not getting old. I'm getting younger.
That's very true. And if I hadn't experienced that, Stephen, I would never have believed that I can actually reverse my aging cycle.
But you absolutely can. I don't know if you've read the book Younger Next Year. But that book shows you exactly how you can reduce your biological age. And you can easily do that, no matter what shape you're in, no matter what kind of health you're in, no matter what kind of thing. You eat right, you love right, you rest right, you hydrate right, and you exercise right. And if you do all that stuff, then you're going to reduce your age. So it is.
Yeah.
When I go to the gym, there's guys like 2 decades younger than me say things like, wow, you do an epic workout. That's not like a BAM, long-term continuous growth project, and what that can do for anybody.
Right.
You can amaze yourself by what you do. not
Hello.
but over time, continuously growing. Yoo-hoo! Okay. How do you pronounce your name there, Ryan or Ryzan? Or help us out there, buddy. Join in. Go.
Ryzan, I'm going to kick you back off, and maybe you can come back on.
Okay. Let's try again. It's always great to have a guest.
Yeah, we don't like kicking, but usually it helps when you try to get back on again. It usually works really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so just keep doing it. Just come back on. That's cool. I'm glad you're coming back on.
Good.
Yeah, it's just a little bit to do with when you tried to get on, and then it went. Yeah, we are definitely all learning Blab.
Boy, are we ever.
You came to the right class, because you're gonna sit and you're gonna laugh because you need to be kicked on, and then I kicked you off because only to make the connection stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good way of putting it. That's a positive way to put it.
Yeah.
Only the connection stronger.
That's exactly right.
But that happens to be the truth.
So I don't know. Is Ryzan going to join us again, or?
I don't know. He's not. It's not coming on at the moment.
So we're on the hour, so maybe it's time for us to laugh out.
We can do a laugh out. Well, just end that recording right. We'll end that recording right there. Just stop the recording. Now speak, Stephen. Stephen.
Okay. Hi there. Tomorrow, which is Friday, the 18th of September, 2015, please join us on Blab at blab.im, and we're going to talk about happiness. Is it a feeling or is it a journey? And you're going to learn more than you ever thought possible about happiness there and how you can get happiness working for you. So take care, stay well, have fun. I'm great day. Yay, let's go. All right.